Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Rittner of the Rittners Floral School in Boston, Mass. It's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today. We've got a neat little video demo for you, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. The subject of this video presentation is wedding centerpieces with a secret. A secret, you may ask? Yes, a secret. We're going to be showing you some wedding centerpieces in this video that definitely have a secret. What is the secret? Let's watch further and explore. Here we have two wedding centerpieces. They're absolutely amazing. They're absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look at these wedding centerpieces and first of all talk a little bit about what's in them. Starting with the one on the left, we've got obviously some incredible white hydrangea here and here and here and over onto the other side. We have some lilies. They're magnificent. We've got some incredible roses in this particular centerpiece. We also have in this centerpiece some great viburnum berries. This is viburnum opulus that's showing up right here. It is absolutely incredible, and we have a few other berries of other kinds mixed into this piece. It's beautiful, it's opulent, it's very, very showy. Moving to the centerpiece over on this side, this is equally beautiful. Look at it, it's amazing. This particular one over here on the right also has some lilies in it, right here, here, over onto the other side. We've got some of our hydrangea. The hydrangea in this particular one, two different varieties. We've got some white hydrangea here and here. We've got some green hydrangea here and over onto the other side. We also have some amazing athos palms that are green. They're really beautiful. They give a nice effect. And just as we have some of our berries in here, we also have some here. We've got some viburnum opulus over here, some viburnum dentatum over here, which are a little darker brown, blueberry, and we've got some other berries mixed into the thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful, beautiful centerpiece. So we have two amazing centerpieces here. They're both pretty. They're both pretty incredible. So what you may ask, my viewer, is what is the secret? What is the secret on these centerpieces for our wedding work? Well, let me tell you what the secret is. The secret is these centerpieces are in reality bridal bouquets. Bridal bouquets, yeah. But the way we're presenting them, they look like centerpieces. Isn't that amazing? Look, I did it with one, I'm going to do it with the other. Here is the other one. Once again, I take it out. It is actually a bridal bouquet. Now, what makes that interesting is that this brings about a very, very neat concept. Sometimes, as a floral designer, professionals will encounter somebody who's getting married, she's on a very tight budget, she wants to try to do several things at once. She'd like to carry a bouquet, and she also would like to maybe use the bouquet as a centerpiece. The problem is that most of the time when this is done, they'll just take a bouquet and stick it on its side on the table. And you know what? It looks like a bridal bouquet stuck on its side on the table. We're showing you here how you can use a little trick. The trick here is we're using the bouquets, but we're using them as centerpieces, but we're making them look like centerpieces, not just something that was used as a bouquet and then placed on the side, on its side on the table. There are a couple of tricks involved with it. One trick involved is you've got to make sure that you scale the base that you're using to the container. In other words, these are both bouquets made in foam bases. These are the bouquet holders that we're using. They are different sizes. This one's a little smaller, this one's a little bit bigger, but the containers that we're placing them in are sized accordingly. This is a little ivy bowl. It's a much smaller container that matches a smaller wedding bell holder. This particular one, it's a little larger container. It has a bigger foam base so that they're made so that they will match comfortably. That's one trick involved in it. The trick is whatever base you use, make sure it fits with the size of glassware that you're placing it into. That's very, very important. Now, some of you may say, well, I'm not going to carry a bouquet using a holder. Perhaps I'm going to be carrying a hand-tied bouquet, or you as a floral designer are making a hand-tied bouquet where you're just building it in the hand and tying it together. It's a similar process. In other words, if it's smaller, it'll go in a smaller base. If it's a little bit bigger, find a base that's a little bit larger. Another trick involved with using this technique has to do with the kind of glassware we pick. You'll notice that you can see the stem right here, the holder. It's very, very obvious. In this particular case, a little less obvious because we've got a container that's got some texturizing to it, and it also has some coloring to it as well. Texturized kinds of glassware work very, very well with this because they tend to obscure the fact that it's a bouquet and make it appear more like it's an actual centerpiece. Or using something that perhaps, something like this that has our cobalt blue, again, the combination of the use of either color or texture or both work very, very well. So that you can come up with something that will enable the bride, if you're a floral designer, or if you're the bride herself and you want to try to save some money and run a tight budget, by coming up with a bouquet that's absolutely incredible and then placing it into glassware like this, you can actually have a bridal bouquet that's also a centerpiece. It works well. Now there's one other little trick. These bouquets are round. So keep in mind that we're making use of the shape factor as well. So the combination of the shape factor, the combination of sizing it properly, and also considering the use of perhaps colored or textured holders works very, very well to achieve this. Wedding centerpieces. Wedding centerpieces that have a secret. Now, I'm not going to just finish this off by showing you these two. We're going to show you one other idea for a wedding centerpiece with a secret, a very different kind of secret than these. Let me move these, my viewer, to one side, and we're going to do something that I think you're going to find enjoyable. We're going to do another wedding centerpiece. In this particular case, we have a cylinder. The cylinder happens to have some what looks like foliage inside. There's been a trend in the last few years to use aspidistra leaves, tie leaves, to put them on the inside. This particular design also has a secret. That's not foliage. It's actually a specialized ribbon. There's ribbon out there that actually simulates foliage, and we can even tear it into different sizes and work it around so it gives the feeling of foliage, but it actually is a form of ribbon, and it works incredibly well. We've got a little bit of foam in there, or we could just do it in water, but foam makes it easier, and the fact that we have it is hidden by the fact that we have that ribbon there. And this design is also going to be a bridal centerpiece, a wedding centerpiece with a secret. What is the secret? Quick and easy. As you can see, we're going to take a little bit of hydrangea, and I'm putting one hydrangea in here. I'm placing another bit of my hydrangea into this design as well. I'm going to place the other hydrangea over onto the other side. I'm using two kinds of hydrangea here. You notice color-wise, one of these hydrangea happens to be a light blue. The other one happens to be a little bit more on the greenish side. There's so many wonderful hydrangeas out there that you, my viewer, can obviously pick from and enjoy and incorporate into your designing. Let's add a few more things to it. I'm going to add a lily over here. And so let's work a lily into our design, and that gives us a very, very pretty effect. I'm also going to incorporate another lily into our centerpiece, working it over onto the other side because it is a centerpiece meant to be viewed all the way around. You can't see it from your position where you're watching this, my viewer, but take my word for it, it's there. And let's take some of our roses. Roses always work well, and I am going to place a nice rose smack dab right over here. And I'm going to place another rose into our design because we want to have a couple of these showing through very, very nicely in our centerpiece. So we've got a couple of roses placed in here. Notice how the roses are really sharp. They really give a nice effect to our design. Because this is a centerpiece, I'm going to work another rose over onto this side as well. And then let's see, what else can we do? Well, you guys seem to enjoy the use of the berries in our other design. So let's take a few berries and work it in for an accent. And we've got some of our viburnum opulus berries. We're going to just work a few in and placing some right here, placing another touch of our viburnum opulus right over here, and a little bit more just worked in so that we get a touch of our berried materials in here. And you can see that gives a really, really nice effect. Now I could continue, my viewer, adding some of my berried materials over onto the other side of my design as well. But look, quick, easy, that's the Rittner Floral School way, quick and easy. This is a wedding centerpiece with a secret. The secret on this one is, number one, the use of a ribbon to simulate foliage. Number two, notice how we're using some really lovely upscale materials. We used some hydrangea in 2 colors. We used a few of our lilies here and here, a few roses, and just a few berries. And look how we've come up with something quick, easy, simple, and fun. Yes, you too can come up with something that way as well. Well, we've covered a lot, my viewer, in a very, very short period of time. I hope, my viewer, that you enjoyed this brief visit to Rittner Floral School. The concept here, wedding centerpieces with secrets. Secrets? Tricks of the trade. Things that floral designers can do to make your life easier, to make it more economical, and that you can do to come up with great results for your wedding that are quick, easy, and fun. On behalf of all of us here at Rittner's Floral School, it was a pleasure welcoming you into one of our classrooms today. Do come and visit with some of our other video presentations that we are constantly putting out online. We hope you're enjoying it. And on behalf of all of us here at Rittner's Floral School, I'm Dr. Steve Rittner. We thank you for coming in and visiting with us today.